this union of physics, neuroscience, and neurophysiology will make the impossible possible. But okay, let's just go with that, I guess. But how do we do that? To transfer memories of the past via cell phone to time leap.
ポイントは、転送するのは記憶だけってこと。人格や意識についてはこれに含まない。
Only memories. Personality and consciousness not included, eh?
どういうことだ？ SF 小説でよくあるタイムリープとは何か違うのか？
Well, I guess it makes sense. You send the memories of Rintaro to a completely different Rintaro in a different role line. That different Rintaro would already have the personality and the consciousness from previously. It's just that the memories are being added to the previous. So technically speaking, each of these Rintaros that we're following are not exactly the same, I guess. They are accumulation of the personality and the consciousness that have been formulated in the past, plus the memories of the previous Rintaro. Well, I guess with that being said, we could go into a long topic of what makes Rintaro Rintaro, and could I say that it is the same Rintaro that I know or not? But we're just gonna jump that kind of discussion, I guess.
SF とかでよくあるタイムリープは意識、人格、記憶のすべてが跳躍している。でも意識や人格まで含めるとデータ量は膨大になるだろうし、そもそも私の研究室が解析できたのは記憶の部分だけだから、意識、人格と記憶は別と考えて。記憶はコンピューターでいうところの画像データや映像データと同じ。それに対して意識と人格はいわば OS ということになる。
容量ってことなら OS より画像や映像の方が大きい場合もあるじゃん。
あくまで例えよ。そもそも人格や意識って未だにどこにあるのか、どんな仕組みでそれが成立しているのかはっきりしないの。だからそれをデータ化して移植するのは少なくとも私には無理。
記憶だけの場合、どんなデメリットが予想される？
パーソナリティは記憶だけで形成されるわけじゃない。だから記憶を転送しても転送先の意識や人格に依存する。
Yeah. I mean, like if we were to think about it, memories are what create consciousness, and I mean not create, but are what form personality and consciousness to begin with.
Windows で言うと、Vista の入ってる PC で作ったデータを95の入ってる PC にコピペするって感じか？
Fictional. The most widely used operating system in the world. Oh, because it's written. Okay. Okay, I get it.
最新の OS で作られたデータが旧式の OS でちゃんと動作するかはわからないわけ。何らかの不具合が出るかも。
I guess that's the reason why they also said Min 95 instead of Win 95. Although I like that they still were able to use the word Vista in it as well.
それに、例えば小学生の頃の自分に今の記憶を転送した場合、記憶と肉体のギャップのせいで精神的な障害が起きるかもしれない。
いずれにせよ、過去の自分の体に転送することが前提条件だという認識で正しいか？
If we are thinking about the time leap, not physical time travel, but time leap of memories and all that, yeah. Because if we are, for example, to send like Rintaro's memories at this age where he is to a different role lines Rintaro at the age of 9, the personality and consciousness can't process the memories of that teenager Rintaro because it's too foreign, I guess. the memories need to connect comfortably with the personality and the consciousness that are already used to the kind of memories that Rintaro would have, and the memories that would be sent towards him. Chris, another my question.
D メールと同じように携帯電話を介して行われる跳躍だから、正確に言うと過去の自分の体でなおかつ携帯を持ってる時点までしか跳躍できないと思う。
There was an exception in Lukako's case where we sent an email to a pager, but that doesn't apply to time leaping.
それに飛ばされた先が同一人物じゃないと、例えれば電気信号がマッチングせずに弾かれてしまう恐れも。
そもそも他人の体に入っちゃったら大変だしね。まあ僕的には可愛いおにゃの子の中なら喜んで入るけど。
I saw that from a mile away what you were gonna say. The first word that comes out of your mouth, I knew that you were gonna be thinking of that. Is this guy capable of non-perverted thought?
うへへじゃないわよ、バカ。
I mean, unless he's in serious mode, thinking about like the technical stuff, like before, when we figured out like these huge speeds of data transfer, like / download from here to France. Otherwise, yeah, he is the way he is.
弾かれるだけならいいけど、もしかすると深刻な人格障害まで起きる恐れがあるのよ。どんな結果になるかわからない人類初の試みだから。
That makes us pioneers. I like it.
はっきりしているのは、自分が生まれる以前へは絶対にいけないということ。自分が2人同時に存在することはないっていうこと。だからタイムパラドックスが発生する心配はない。自分が生まれる前に親を殺すことはできないの。
Yeah.
携帯がブラックホールとホワイトホールの代わりということだな。
It seems like a strange coincidence that cell phones would be the medium of time travel. Or really, could it have been anything else? These days, people wear their phones like a second skin. No other medium could reliably deliver the memories to their intended target. Wearing their phones like a second skin, like a part of their body, couldn't be more true in like 2026. The more I think about it, the more I realize that this was meant to be. I whip out my phone and place it to my ear. May the Lord Opa, we are on a path to awesomeness.
俺だ。すべての点が一本の線でつながった。ああ、計画はこれより最終段階に入る。無論、オペレーションベルダンディのことだ。
Alright, that must be like another Norse mythology concept, I assume. The second of the three Norns, sister goddess of fate. In Norse mythology, the three sisters tend the royal tree, Yggdrasil, whose roots lie in Ord's fountain. Vertandi is the Norn of the present, popularized in Japan by a certain goddess, manga. Can't say that I know.
クリスティーナにはまんまと騙されたが、彼女のラボ面加入は我らにとってまさにシュタインズゲートの選択通りだったというわけだ。案ずるな。うまくやってみせるさ。今の俺たちは無敵だ。エルプサイコングル。
Yep, Saikongru. I put away my phone and turned to Kurisu.
今言った通りだ。クリスティーナよ。これよりオペレーションベルダンディを開始する。
いや、少しはどういうことか説明しろよ。
お前の言うタイムリープ案を全面採用すると言っているのだ。ちなみにここまで俺をその気にさせておいて、 脳内情報のデータ化はここではできませんなどとは言わせんぞ。
まあ秋葉原ならパーツも揃ってるからなんとかなるとは思うけど。
Oh my god. So what you're saying is that there's the high chance that because of us accepting Faris' decision to send the email and changing Akihabara into more of an electrical technology, a more technology advanced city instead of a more more influenced by Moe culture, we would be able to find the necessary parts that could help us. Otherwise, in other world lines, we wouldn't be able to. I bet that we're going to be successful in this world line specifically because of our because of our stupid thing that we did with Faris.
決まりだ。これよりお前を作戦主任に任命する。俺やダルをこき使って構わん。人類史上初のタイムリープマシンを完成させるぞ。
Kurisu nods. Her eyes are shining with a fierce, hungry light. As I thought, she is a scientist to the core. I mean, this also gives her more power in the operations around here. Soon enough, she will become the new leader of the future gadget lab. Not that I mind, I guess. Kurisu and Daro go home, leaving me with Mayuri. I thought she was hard at work on her costume, but when I look, I find her staring at the wall. Her hands have stopped moving.
Mayuri? 帰らないのか?
You know, I will say, hearing this song, right now, feels kind of odd. I hear this, every time I open the menu to Steins Gate, whenever I start, /continue. Reading and all that. I keep hearing that every single time. And now I hear it here, it almost makes you feel like something really important is happening. It would be the end of the episode or something. She usually doesn't stay this late. Her parents might be worried.
さっきのオカリンやクリスちゃんの話を思い出してたの。思い出してね、なんとか頑張って理解しようと思ったんだけど、ダメだったよ。ただね、なんとなくわかるのは、すごいことになってるみたいっていうことかな。
いかにも、人類は新たなる段階に進むことになる。そしてそれは、このラボから始まるのだ。
眩しい
な。眩しい？どういう意味だ？
オカリンもクリスちゃんもキラキラ輝いてて。
それはこの俺、法王院京馬が放つ狂気のオーラだろう。
クリスちゃんが入ってきてからそろそろ10日ぐらいでしょ。その間、マユシーが感じたこと言っていい？
Man, it only has been 10 days? Man, it felt like longer than that.
クリスちゃんがラボ面になってね、なんだかラボの空気がビシッと引き締まった感じがするんだ。
I mean, in my case here, it has been half a year so far doing this.
認めなくてはならないな。確かにあいつの知識は凄まじいものがある。そしてそんな天才少女を仲間に引き入れたこの俺、法王院京馬の功績もまた素晴らしきものだと言わざるを得ない。
だからね、眩しいの。クリスちゃんはラボとオカリンにとって すっごく役に立ってるでしょ。でもね、マユシーはあんまりオカリンの役に立ててないのです。
Mayuri looks depressed.
マユシーももっと頭が良かったらな。そしたらオカリンの役に立てたのにね。
マユリ。
She's never expressed such sentiments before. She chose Kurisu's talents. Is there competition brewing in the lab? I sigh and walk to the window. I can't see many stars in the sky. Just as cloudy as Mayuri's heart. Woven like a quilt, Steins Gate.
マユリ、今日は星を見ないのか？
Mayuri comes up beside me. We lean out the window together. It's only 9 p.m., but Akiba is already still and silent, save for the occasional car trundling by.
このラボを作ったばっかりの頃、ダル君もいない頃にね、よくこうして二人で静かに過ごしてたよね。
ああ、そうだな。
Daro joined the lab in early May. And before that, he was unwilling to join no matter how I tried to convince him. Then he learned that the lab was just 3 minutes away from May Queen plus Nyan had the power too. And suddenly he was all, future gadget lab, hell yeah! Of course. But for about a month and a half after the lab's founding, it was just me and Mayuri all alone.
マユシーはこれからもここにいてもいいのかな。
Mayuri looks at me with uncertainty in her eyes. I met her gaze firmly, then pop her lightly on the head.
くだらないことを言うな。マユリはここにいるだけでいいんだ。
いるだけ？
お前がいなかったらこのラボはもっと殺伐としていただろう。特に俺と助手は水と油みたいなところがあるからな。互いに意見をぶつからせて喧嘩になってもおかしくない。だがそんな時にマユリが空気の読めない能天気コメントを発することで殺伐さが中和されるのだ。
褒められてるのかな。
もちろん褒めている。何も案ずるな。お前がここにいるのは俺にとっては計算のうちなのだからな。
そっか、ありがとう、オカリ。
I mean, in a world of crazy, you, Mayuri, will be the first human, actual human, not crazies like Rintaro and Kurisu and Daro. You will be the first actual simple human to witness the changing world that we will influence. Mayuri smiles in relief, and then her stomach rumbles.
お腹すいちゃった。おでんか温めようっと。オカリンも食べる？
ああ、もらう。
じゃあちょっと待っててね。
Soon, we are chowing down on piping hot oil. Alright. The next day, Mayuri and I go shopping at Ariakey. We have a list, written by Kurisu, of parts for the time leap machine. Alright. Naturally, I'm paying for everything out of my own pocket. Kurisu and Daro have already started to work on the upgrade. Apparently, the conversion of memories into digital data requires software developed at Kurisu's lab in America. She can download that software from their dedicated server. Alright. But that's not the only thing we need. There's also some kind of brain scanning headgear that we're going to have to make ourselves. What? Something along the lines of VR headset or something? Incidentally, I have to pay extra close attention to make sure Mayuri doesn't wander off while we're shopping. If she sees some random store that interests her, she'll literally stop and stare at it for hours. I keep walking, of course. I only later realize that she is not behind me. Then I have to run from the store to store looking for her. Jesus Christ. This must be how parents of small children feel. Anyway, this is nothing new. Mayuri has always been like this.
頼むから俺についてこい。この迷宮ではぐれたら、おそらくお前は自力では外に出られないぞ。
わかった。気をつけるね。でね、オカリ、タイムリープとタイムトラベルってどう違うの？
I mean, I guess the thing, like I'm trying to think of it in a simple way that even she would be able to understand. Like when you time travel, you travel with your physical body, in similar vein to how you travel with a car or a plane. When we time leap, we turn into ghosts and travel without cars and planes and stuff like that, I guess. Did she really hear what I just said about it not wandering off? Besides, Chris already explained the difference yesterday. Well, we kinda need to, like, it's a case where we kinda need to repeat it like a bunch of times until she gets it. She is being serious. She wants to partake in this stuff too.
タイムトラベルは体ごと時間を飛び越えること。タイムリープは記憶だけが時間を飛び越えることと覚えればいい。
Yeah. And, you know, in my case, I really need to pay attention to what I say, in the sense that I need to hammer it in my head, like the difference between the two. And from now on, whenever we're going through road lines, unless it will be explained in some other way, it is time leap. What we're doing is time leap, not time traveling. And just memories. No personality or consciousness included. Although Carissa did mention that there was no way to be sure what might happen to our consciousness. Also, before I said that we are traveling with our consciousness, but I guess like this story is making a clear difference between like these three, and only our memories are passing from one road line to another to alter like a different Rintaro's consciousness and the personality, thus making them our new Rintaro, which is the same as the old Rintaro.
そっか。
I guess it's in similar vein to how like you back up like all your programs and files and such into like a drive of some sorts, and you put it in a different laptop with their own BIOS and Win like OS and such. It kind of depends. Like if you plan on backing up all of your files and programs like executables from your modern laptop / computer and try to put them in like a very old computer from like the late 90s, a lot of those programs / files are not going to be compatible / are not going to open. It's kind of the same example as what the story said about how you cannot go with the Rintaro's memories of like teenager years and go back, like go into a road line where Rintaro is a 9-year-old with the memories of teenager. You would be incompatible. So
あのね、じゃあ D メールとタイムリープだとできることってどう違うのかな？
yeah, I mean, it's kind of like you send like a email, like a text message in the past, and beyond that point you cannot really influence it. You just gotta see what the change is gonna happen. Whereas if you time leap, you yourself are gonna be in control of when you're gonna go back in the past and change things yourself, I guess. Like you have much more control in that sense.
D メールは過去へ指示できるだけだった。過去は変わるかもしれないし、変わらないかもしれない。それは受け取った人間次第であり、成功率は未知数だった。それに、過去が変わった場合、 変える前の記憶は失われる。世界線が再構成されるからだ。
I am the exception, thanks to reading Steiner.
それに対してタイムリープだと、例えば1週間前のお前の頭の中に今のお前の記憶が丸々流れ込んでくることになるはずだ。
We won't know for sure if it works until the machine is built.
例えば作りかけのコスを持って1週間前へ行ける？ゴミままでの時間を1週間分稼げてマユシー大勝利みたいなこと？
Well, in that case, that will be more of a time travel kind of thing. We're not doing like a time leap. What you can do, like in your case, Mayuri, if you were to time leap back like 1 week, for example, like, or maybe 2 weeks, if you wanted to do like an extra costume but couldn't at the time, if you were to time leap in the past, you could prepare yourself much better and do things much quicker in hindsight, so you can have like an extra costume. Like you yourself have to create that extra costume in the past with the knowledge that you have like right now. You cannot just send one back. Well, in time leap's case, no.
タイムトラベルならば可能だろうが、タイムリープでは無理だ。2日前に受けたテストの答えを知っている状態でテストの前へ戻ることはできる。だが回答済みの答案用紙を持って2日前へは戻れない。じゃ
あマユシーの意識は1週間前のマユシーの中に入っちゃうってこと？
Yes.
そういうことだ。
Why am I suddenly in the role of Rintaro right over here and just trying to answer Mayuri? I guess I am that invested in teaching this little one some stuff. While this conversation has been going on, I've been steadily purchasing items from Karisa's shopping list.
物は持っていけないけど記憶は持っていけるんだね。そっか。でもそしたら1週間前のマユシーの中にあったマユシーの記憶はどこに行っちゃうのかな。
A $1 million question that I asked myself plenty of times.
上書きされるのではないか？
We haven't tested it, though, so there's no way to be sure. We haven't tested it. Rintaro, if you were to connect the dots, you have already been doing that like plenty up until this point. And you know what I bet like the next thing that Mayuri is gonna say over here is that she's gonna feel sad for the Mayuri of like a week ago, that she basically gets overridden / dies like all like that.
消えちゃうってこと？
消えたとしても1週間前のお前の記憶と今のお前の記憶は連続している。記憶が上書きされたとしても1週間前までのお前の記憶には何も変化はない。未来の1週間分の記憶が追加されるという言い方をした方が良さそうだ。
じゃあね1週間前のマユシーに記憶を飛ばしたら今のマユシーの体はどうなっちゃうんだろう。
Mayuri's asking some pretty philosophical questions today. I guess anyone would ask the same.
マユシーが1週間前に記憶をビューンって飛ばしてもオカリンはここにいるんだよね。オカリンから見ると意識が飛んでったマユシーはどうなっちゃってるのかな。
I mean, they technically don't go bye-bye. Like, the way I interpreted it... I guess you can think of it as not necessarily that the memories go bye-bye, but more that the memories go bye-bye and then your body, like in the present time, remains without memories and such. Although that would be quite a horrific kind of spin to it. but I don't think that's happening. It's kind of the equivalent of duplicating your memories. Your current memories are still going to be here, in which case you're going to continue living on, like, in present and in the future, doing whatever, whereas the duplicated memories are going to go back a week ago into the new Mayuri. In which case, when you think about it, like, when it comes to this role line that we are in right now, nothing really happens. We just continue on, and what we're doing is basically helping like a completely different role lines Mayuri to do stuff. It will not benefit you, like, whatsoever. Well, technically, it will benefit you if you are the one who goes into the past. But let's say that I send you, Mayuri, your memories into the past. It doesn't really change anything for me or you, like, in current role line. But it changes, like, it really helps the you that gets sent in the past. Now it's getting pretty complicated when it comes to this sort of stuff.
抜け殻になっている。いや待て、そうじゃない。そういうことじゃないはずだ。助手がやろうとしているのは、記憶をデータ化して保存する。つまり、バックアップでしかない。記憶をすべて脳から抜き去って、それをデータ化するわけではないのだ。
Yeah, nothing inside the brain is lost. You don't become an empty shell. Besides, neither personality nor consciousness is transferred to begin with.
だから、抜け殻になったり、意識が飛んだりすることはないはず。
No, wait. There's another issue here.
というか、1週間前に戻って、またその1週間を経験してきたマユリがここにいることになるのではないか?
Not that anybody, including me, would be able to tell the difference.
じゃあタイムリープする前の最初の1週間を過ごしたマユシーはタイムリープしてその1週間を繰り返したマユシーに消されちゃうの?
Well, we don't know. We don't know what happens to past Mayuri's memories. Like, I mean, I guess if it comes to, like, memories, yeah, it would be replaced. This is getting complicated.
そうだ。消える。もう一度やり直すと言うべきだな。そっくりそのままトレースすることもできるし、全く別の行動を取ることもできる。それと、消えた最初の1週間の記憶自体は、マユリが持ち続けていることになる。
じゃあね、じゃあね。
The questions keep coming. She's trying hard to understand in her own ditzy way.
もしも1週間前に戻ったマユシーが1週間後の今日ラボには来なくて学校のお友達と池袋で遊ぶことにしたらどうなるのかな?
Well, what do you think is gonna happen?
今はマユシーはこうしてオカリンとお話ししてるけど
過去が変わり今も変わることになるだろう。こうしてここで俺とお前が話している事実は消滅するはずだ。
ふーん、それをオカリンは気づかないんだよね。
No.
ああ、そうだ。
If you are the one who does the time leap, like Rintaro would not tell the difference.
だとしたらね、なんだか寂しいね。
俺が？
マユシーが。
I don't get what she means.
だからクリスチャンは過去を変えたくないって言ってたのかも。
I mean, it is very typical of Mayuri, and it is a question of whether you want to change things in the past or not. Because if you do change things, then some other things that have happened would no longer happen anymore. Do you want to change the past in a way that changes you yourself? Because changing the past means changing the memories that you accumulate, and thus it changes you. She nods to herself with a bright smile.
ねえねえねえ、タイムリープは未来には飛べないのかな。
That we cannot.
飛べるかもしれないが、飛んだところで意味はない。
Yeah, I mean, that's a completely different school of thought when it comes to time leap, like into the time leap into the future. Because if we're thinking about time travel, like physically, we could do that. Well, we definitely cannot, but the solution would be to use like a black hole, get inside, and then out. In which case, 1 minute inside the black hole would be like 10 days. I'm just offering an example right over here. And that will be considered like going into the future. Using the gravitational field like inside the black hole. But when it comes to time leaping, Chris and I reached that conclusion yesterday. The memories you send override the memories at your destination. Yeah, that's the thing. The destination, when it comes to time leaping, requires that there is a destination already existing to begin with. When it comes to the future, if there is such a thing as time leaping into the future, it will require a Rintaro in a specific location in the future, meaning that you go towards the conclusion that the future is preordained, it is fated. If we are to think about this road line, the future is already set, in which case it will go into the school of thought that no matter what we do, nothing will change the future, including us changing things through time leap / time travel. It would mean that what we do right over here is something that had to be done in order for a destined future to happen, if time leaping into the future would happen. If it's not possible, then that would mean that the future is in our hands. There is no destination that we are aware of. It's impossible to set a destination into the future if we are thinking about time leaping. If you sent your memories 1 week into the future, then the future you would lose 1 week of memories.
俺たちがやろうとしているタイムリープは過去に送ってこそ進化を発揮するのだ。それに過去より未来の方が届かない可能性は高い。過去については思い出すことができるが、未来については予測がつかないからな。例えばマユリは未来永劫にわたって同じ電話番号の携帯を持ち続けていると思うか？
わかんないよ。
つまりそういうことだ。それにかつてポケベルが携帯の出現で廃れてしまったように、携帯に代わる新たなパーソナル端末が爆発的に流行してしまうかもしれない。
By smartphones. In order for the time leap to succeed, the target you must have a phone whose number you know. As long as that condition is met, there should never be a problem with setting the destination. The real problem is what inside the phone wave, named Satoshi change, is acting as the lifter. Until we figure that out, we can't reproduce the discharge phenomenon at will. The phone wave, named Satoshi change, will remain incomplete. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, when it comes to using the phone wave next to the change, if we are to go with the steps that we did when it comes to like converting memories into data, that would imply that at the end of the of the process, the data needs to be converted back into memories to be sent into a different Rintaro. That would mean, as far as I'm aware, there would definitely be a need for... Actually, no, not really. Because I was gonna say that we need a phone wave at the other end of the process of the time leap, but I don't think that's necessary. I don't think so. I don't know why. Yeah, I guess it kind of depends. How do we convert memories into data and then data into memories? Like at the other end. How would that happen? Because if it requires something physical like a device, there will need to be some device at the other end that requires to make the conversion. In all the examples that we had of Rintaro going into different road lines, the phone wave was still there, existing. We don't really have like an example so far of Rintaro going into a different road line where the phone wave no longer exists. So we don't have that kind of example for us to think, oh, we can only do time leaps as long as there is a converter at the other end of the process, to make the conversion back into memories. So we don't have like an example like that. I'm exhilarated. The phone wave names that will change is evolving by the day. Our invention of the time leap machine will put us light years ahead of CERN. Time travel will finally become a reality. I can't wait to try it out. My soul yearns for a taste of chaos. I barely managed to keep from bursting out in mad laughter. Chaos, 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 chaos. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Rintaro and Daro would be huge fans of Warhammer 40k. In which case, would they be fans of like the Chaos Marines, like faction and all that? Come to think of it, more than 1 week ago has passed since we sent the first email. And although there was that strange threatening email, there remains no sign of Men in Black coming to haul us away. Not yet. According to Daro, CERN hasn't discovered our hacking either. Like no men in suits and a doctor like at the front door with a white van like near our apartment yet. I'm keeping my eyes on that white van, damn it. The next problem is what will happen when we use the time leap machine. In order to compress a human's entire wealth of memory into the requisite 36 bytes, we have to borrow the LHC's black hole. I can't believe that CERN won't notice an unauthorized activation of the LHC. How do we keep them from finding us? We need a plan.
そっか。じゃあマユシーが小学生の頃へも飛べないんだね。その頃は携帯持ってないもん。
I don't know. There's the discussion of whether your memories of right now would be compatible with the you from grade school. Like that could be a problem, but we don't know that yet. I say that there's a problem of the compatibility when it comes to memories being sent to a much younger you. Like the difference will be too much, but maybe it is possible to send memories to a younger self from grade school, and it will be okay. Maybe. How memories are connecting and forming and the consciousness and personality, that's a whole different school of science that I don't even know. Only Kurisu would know. I have nothing to say in that regard. Mayuri is still talking about the time leap.
お前は小学生の頃へ戻りたいのか?
Oh, you know, speaking of which, what makes you think of elementary school of all things?
気持ちはわかる。今の知識を持って小学生からやり直せば、学校の成績はおそらく学年トップになれるだろうし、人間関係もうまくこなせるだろう。
それにね、おばあちゃんにも会えるかもって思ったんだ。
そうか。残念だったな。
Mayuri's grandmother passed away when Mayuri was in elementary school.
残念は残念だけどね、どうしても会いたかったわけじゃないよ。
Do you have some regrets, Mayuri?
おばあちゃんの言葉とかね、笑顔とか、マユシーの頭を撫でてくれたシワシワの手とかね、マユシーは今でもちゃんと覚えてるもん。だからね、わざわざ会わなくても平気なの。それよりもね、その頃のオカリンにもう一度会ってみたいなって思って
あの当時からこの俺はマッドサイエンティストとして完成されており、周囲のガキンチョどもとは一線を画した人間だった。そんなイフのオーラを放つ天才小学生にして未来のマッドサイエンティスト、おーいん今日に会いたいというお前の気持ちよくわかるぞ。
会いたいのは法王院なんとかじゃなくてオカリンだよ。
I am Kyoma. Always have been, always will be. Maria just doesn't get it. So I will disregard her comment.
だがやめておけ。精神年齢において当時から全く成長していないお前では、仮に今小学生に戻ったところで何も変わらんからな。
そんなことないよ。マユシーもちゃんと成長してるもん。
食べる量が増えたぐらいだろ。
In your breast size.
そんなことないのです。マユシーはちゃんと大人の階段を登ろうとしているのです。
A real woman? I kind of want to hear the details, but she probably doesn't know what she's talking about.
それよりもね、オカリンの方が当時から止まったままだと思うな。
だから何度も言っているだろうが、この俺は当時の時点ですでに完成されていたのだとな。
Yeah, in conclusion, both of you haven't grown up to this point, you crazies. The shopkeeper shoots me a glare. I guess this isn't the best place for maniacal laughter. Better get those parts and head back to the lab. We finish our shopping and come out in front of the station. My god, how long was the discussion? Half an hour of this. Oh god. Okay, let's go.
そういえば参るよ。お前、最近バイトをしていないんじゃないか？
バイト？ルモアンヌのこと？
Of course, May Queen plus Nyan and the Power 2 doesn't exist in the current wholesome Akiba. You know, it makes me think of that comment that Rintaro was monologuing in his mind about how Daru joined at first, like, the Future Gadget Lab because it was close to May Queen plus Nyan and the Power 2. So that he would have a shot at being with Faris, like, close. But in this role line, that's no longer a case. Like, I don't know what Faris is doing in this role line. Is she still like a maid? Because I don't really have the details, but it kind of feels like we are closer friends in this, in the sense that Faris is no longer like the Nico Nya maid like cosplayer kind of person, but maybe more normal. Like, what does she do in this role? I don't know.
あのね、コミマ前だからお休みもらってるんだよ。
But going back to the topic of Daru, I'm thinking that the circumstances of Daru joining Future Gadget Lab may be a little bit different in this case, although it may still be connected to Fires in some way, even if May Queen plus Nyan to the Power 2 doesn't exist anymore.
頑張ってコスを作らなくちゃ。
今年は一体何着作っている
？3着。ね、楓ちゃんとふぶきちゃんの分、でもってルカちゃんの分。
Okay. Wait, what about you? I wonder if Lukaku is still refusing to wear it. Well, not in this roll line, no. With the sex change. I can hardly blame him. I mean, however cute he looks, he's still a guy. Not anymore. No, wait. That was before we sent the email. Now Lukaku was a girl, I guess. How confusing. Oh, what?
Nani?
Is she still looking for the IBN? I look where Mayuri is pointing and see Moeka squatting by the staircase, staring hard at her cell phone. Sheesh. Okay, Rintaro, tell me, is that cell phone different from the one that you've seen, like, originally? Cause you have not commented on that. I cannot tell. It looks the same, but I don't know if it's because the sprites have not changed, even though the phone may be in the story, or the sprites have not changed, the phone is not changed whatsoever. That's realistically, like if the people behind the Steins Gate, like the original, would have altered like the sprites with a new phone, that would be something. But I cannot tell. It's a matter of the text telling me whether it's different or not. I cannot trust the sprites. She looks more tired than the last time I saw her. There are bags under her eyes, and her hair is frayed. The intensity of her expression makes me hesitate to call out to her. She probably just ignored me like before. On the other hand, she is a lab mem. I can't just ignore her. Well, as far as you are aware, I don't think that anybody else is aware that she is.
そこの視圧師よ。随分と浮かない顔をしているではないか。
Wait, wasn't there like a detail revealed like recently that said that Mayuri came to the lab even if we didn't have the IBN? So we made her a lab mem even if we didn't show her the IBN? Which made me think, wait, how did that end up happening? I mean, it's good for me. It's good that she's still a lab mem and all that, but it makes me question. Moeka doesn't look up. She mutters something that I cannot make out.
おーい、聞いているか？悩みがあるなら、この狂気のマッドサイエンティスト、オーイン京馬が華麗に解決してやろう。もっとも、その場合は、秋葉が血の海となることも覚悟してもらうかな。
Moeka suddenly jerks upright as if poked with an electric prod. Oh. She lifts her head and stares at me with wide eyes, then jumps to her feet and walks right up to me. Oh. This is the first time I've seen Moeka express such emotion. She is desperate.
なんだ？どうした？
She doesn't speak. That hasn't changed. Instead, she looks down and starts tapping on her phone. I guess I should be ready for her mail. What happened to the time machine, Moeka? I mean, it's still working.
どうなったとはどういう意味だ？
It's just that we don't have the IBM. Are you still using it? Did you figure out how it works? Moeka.
まだ完全には解明できていない。今は改良中だ。
Let me guess, she wants to use the time machine.
すごいんだよ。あのね、今度はね、タイムリープができるようになるかもしれないんだって。
What's a time leap? Tell me more, Moeka.
記事にはするなよ。それをしたら、俺はお前をラボ面から破門しなければならない。
Moeka shakes her head violently. Guess she won't write an article.
セルンへのハッキングによって、電話レンジカッコ仮の新たな可能性について発見したのだ。セルンの一部設備を曲がりさせてもらうことによる 新たなるタイムトラベルシステムの構築だよ。これは人類の歴史を塗り替え、新たなる段階へ足を踏み入れたことを意味する。すなわち時間の壁の征服。かくして人を未来へ流されるのではなく、未来を選んでいくことができるようになるだろう。その人類史上初の偉業を今、我ら未来ガジェット研究所が成し遂げようとしているのだ。
オカリン、その説明はね、すごく回りくどくて、マユシーにはさっぱりなのです。
Yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, even I was losing myself in that. I need to drink some water right now. Like, you're losing me. Like, I'm getting distracted right over here. How can you not be moved by my speech? I'm talking about becoming legends here. Moeka bites her lip and types out a mail in irritation. And then she grabs my arm and digs in her Then she grabs my arm and digs in her fingernails. It hurts.
手を離してもらおうか。
But Moeka does not listen. What's a time leap? Moeka.
タイムリープ、すなわち記憶のみの時間跳躍だ。俺たちはそれを可能にする方法を見つけ出した。近いうちにタイムリープは実行され、我らは時間の征服者となる。
あのね、オカリンが思いついて、クリスちゃんができるって言って、ダル君はお手伝い中で、マユシーはオカリンと買い出しなんだよ。
Moeka suddenly releases me. Her eyes are blank, unfocused. She squats down on the spot, just as we found her. She seems entirely drained of energy and will.
モエカさん、大丈夫？調子悪いの
？That's amazing. You made a real breakthrough. Congratulations. When will it be finished, Moeka? When will it be finished?
こればかりも何とも言えないな。いくつか問題を残している。それがうまく解決できれば、1週間以内にでも完成するだろう。だが解決できなければ、いつまで経っても完成はしない。すべてはシュタインズゲートによる選択。必ずや解決の道は開けていると俺は確信している。そして扉が開いた時、訪れるのは俺が望む混沌。世界を影から支配する機関、ラグナロックの幕は切って落とされるのだ。
That wasn't a joke, by the way. I was yawning there.
オカリンは誰と戦ってるの？
I don't know, some Ragnarok or something. I don't know.
決して表舞台には現れない支配者層に決まっているだろう。
へえ、すごいね。でもね、危ないことはしちゃダメだからね。
Mayuri, you gotta make sure that he's prepared with some sandwiches when he goes on a mission to fight those bad guys. Why does Mayuri insist on worrying about me? Oh, Moeka's lips curve into a smile. Okay, I am conflicted right over here. Is she smiling because we are funny clowns? Is she laughing because she's going mental? Or is she sad right here?